Hello friends, welcome back. We are seeing control statements, right? And we have seen if statement, we have seen if else statement, we have seen else if ladder statement, right? And we are at present over here, we have created a small code, right? And we have seen how it behaves. But actually I want to show you what is actually happening behind the scene. And if we have anything to work out, we will work with that. Okay, now I am going to put a breakpoint in this place and I attach a debugger to it. Okay, I have attached the debugger, and let me come back to Unity. Now I am going to run this. And you can see that we have stopped over here. We got stopped. Okay. Now you can see the alpha value is 0 in the locals panel here. Collided is equal to false. Now let us step over. Okay. Collided is false. Step over. The alpha is 100. You can see alpha has set to 100. Good. Initial alpha value is 100. Then we debug.log. Now it is going to execute this line, collided equal to true. Now what we are doing, let us take the enemy is hit by the bullet. Right? Before the bullet hit, the enemy has the alpha value 100 and collided is false. Now we have to set collided equal to true. I set the collided equal to true. Okay. Now you can see the collided is true, true, true or true. Alpha is greater than equal to 100 is true. As both the conditions are true, it has to enter in this one. Right or not? Now let us see. It has moved inside, and now what is going to happen? It will take the current alpha value, that is 100, multiply by 0.5, that is half of the 100 is going to be 50, right? That 50 will be assigned to alpha. Okay, at present you can see it is alpha. Once I execute this, you can see that the alpha has become 50, and when you move the mouse over, you can see the alpha is 50 over here. Then after alpha we reduced, bullet has passed through the enemy, let us take, we set the collided equal to false. Okay, then let's move on. Now let us take after one bullet hit, what is the alpha value now? It is 50. Let's move on. Now let us take one more bullet hit to the enemy. I want to reduce it. So I will again set the collided equal to true because collided is at present false. If it hits, I set the collided true. Now again I am checking whether collided equal to true. Yes, the collided is true and alpha is greater than or equal to 50. Yes, it is greater than or equal to 50. So what I do, I reduce the alpha value by again 0.5. Now what happens here? The alpha value is 50. 50 multiplied by 0.5. The result what we are going to get is going to be stored in this place, that is 25, right? Half of the 50. So we execute this, got half, you can see 25, and then again I set the collided equal to false. Let us, after two bullets hit, the alpha value we are displaying, that is going to be 25. Okay, then again you can reduce. Okay, you can do these steps again, okay, repeatedly. Now let us take alpha, we are going to set 0. Excuse me. Now alpha I am going to set to 0.0. Okay, if I set the alpha to 0, then what happens? Alpha value got 0 over here. Now I am checking here. If alpha becomes 0, then I want to destroy the enemy from the scene. So I am going to destroy that. Okay, this is how the code is going to work. And if you see the output, you should see, okay, let me complete this one. Yeah, you can see that we have before bullet hit it is 100, after one bullet hit 50, after two bullet hit again half of that, that is 25, then 0, destroy enemy we have said. That is how we have written. But actually what I want is it should not take the recent value as the health, What I want is every time it should reduce 50%. That means it is 100, after that it should become 50, after that it should become 0. That is what I want. So how do we do that one? Here what we are doing is, we are taking the previous value, then we are reducing the alpha value. Correct or not? Now what I do, I create one variable. Let us take, let me create a float variable. I say alpha to reduce, alpha to reduce. I create a variable called alpha to reduce. There what I do, I set alpha multiplied by 0.5 f. Now this time what we are doing means, we are taking the current alpha value and we are taking the 50% of it. That will be stored in this place. Now in this place, instead of doing this, I am going to say minus equal to, or I can say alpha is equal to whatever the current alpha is, subtract it by alpha to reduce value. Now what I will do is, this is definitely going to reduce it to 50, because I will explain anyhow. Then as it is greater than or equal to 50, in this place also I am going to say alpha minus alpha to reduce. Okay, you will understand what I am doing now. And this time I am not going to check this condition, because it is going to happen, it is going to become 0, that I know very well. Let us check it out, what is going to happen now. Okay, again we have written this code, and let us see whether we solved our problem, whatever we expected, whether we have done or not. Okay, let us save it and put a breakpoint just to see that it's working well. I clear this and run the code. Okay, now we have three variables now: alpha, alpha to reduce, and collided. Now let me step over. Collided is false. Step over. Alpha is 100 now. Step over. Alpha to reduce is alpha multiplied by 0.5, that is 50. Alpha to reduce is 50. Then we will see, before bullet hit, the alpha is 100, you can see. Then let us take one bullet hit to enemy. We set the collided to true. As collided is true and alpha is equal to 100, it will cross over. Now it will come to this place. Now alpha value is 100 and alpha to reduce is 50. 100 minus 50, the alpha is going to be 50. Okay, and collided equal to false. After one bullet hit, the alpha value, you can see it has become 50. Good. Now let one more bullet hit. Collided I am going to set to true. As these conditions are going to become true, it goes inside. Now we have alpha 50, alpha to reduce 50. So 50 minus 50, the alpha is going to become 0. Okay, let us see now. You can see the alpha has become 0. After two bullet hit, alpha value will be 0, you can see. Then I come here. If alpha equal to 0, then I destroy the enemy. Of course alpha is 0, so it destroys the enemy. This is how the code works. Now I hope you understood how do we write codes, how do we solve any problem, how do we, okay, it is all about the tools that we have. We know little bit math, we are using that one over here. Okay, and you can see the output, that before bullet hit it is 100, after one bullet hit 50, after two bullet hit the alpha value is 0, destroy the enemy. So this code is very useful when you are, let us take, if you are setting the strength of an enemy. Let us take one enemy will die if you hit 5 bullets. Let us take one enemy will die if it hit by 2 bullets. Maybe one enemy will die just in one bullet shot. In that situation, this code will be very useful, that you can set the alpha to reduce for first enemy, alpha to reduce for second enemy, or health to reduce to third enemy, something like that you can make out. This is how we write codes. This is how we create codes. Now I hope you understood how do you create required variables. Okay, how do you calculate something and use the if conditions, right? Nice. That is all about little bit information about the health or alpha to reduce. How do you use if statements. What I wanted to inform in this section also is, you can see I have told that naming conventions. Can you see here? I have used a variable everything small letter in this one. In this one I have used camel case because it has more than one word. Can you see? Okay, I want you people to follow this. Then start function, you can see it is starting with the capital letter, whereas class is starting with the capital letter, right? Now you also namespaces, capital letter, the second word first letter is a capital letter. This is camel, this is, I told you, this is Pascal case, and we are following for variable camel case. For class, methods and namespaces we use Pascal case. Let me show where you will find that. I think you will find tools options. Let me check for naming conventions. Yeah, name conventions that is followed by the Unity C# developer. You can see that if you are having a namespace, you will be using Pascal case. If you are having an interface, usually for interfaces I prefix capital I in the beginning, then we use the Pascal case. For methods we use Pascal case, right? And you can see for parameters or variables we will be using camel case. Okay. Even there are different things like type parameters, you have properties, you can prefer. It is not that you have to follow this one. It depends on the organization or team which you are working. Now that is all about I wanted to tell you about the naming conventions. How do you work? Okay, that is Pascal case and camel case information about the naming conventions. We will be adding a lot of information about the naming conventions. Okay, how do you use? Okay, now I would like to inform you about code snippets. I have told you, I will tell you about this if statements. There are 3 if statements, 1, 2, 3, but they are not different. Okay, this one is different from this one. That's it. Hash if I am not interested to tell at present. We know already this one. This is if is a keyword, whereas this is a code snippet. The code snippets are very useful when you don't know the syntax, I can say, about some of the stuffs, or you want to predefine some syntax. Okay, let me tell you what is that. If you use this one, if, and if you press 2 tabs, check out what happened. You got if automatically this much syntax has written by the C#, this MonoBehaviour. That is about code snippets. Code snippets are very useful to write codes faster. That means they are just predefined keywords. If you write those keywords and press 2 tabs, it will give you the syntax of that. It will just expand that one. Okay, that is the if statement. Let us take, I will show you switch case. So switch, this one is a keyword, this one is a code snippet. The keyword shows here in this place. You can see the syntax of that, case, default and all are there, right? But if you use code snippet, then you need not to write everything. Just you need to use this, double tap. It will give you a syntax for you automatically. It will give you a syntax. Then you just need to replace this with the variable name and start writing the code inside. We will be getting more information on snippets as and when we move further, because at present we are in the beginning. It is not a good idea to know about the shortcuts at present. Okay, we will be getting the idea of shortcuts. How do we write code faster? Those things we will get. Those things I will be explaining little bit later. Okay. The next thing I wanted to explain is a switch statement. The switch statement is a simple one. Before going to switch statement, I would like to tell you about question mark colon. That is a conditional operator. I hope you remember I explained about it before. Let me explain that one once, and then we go to switch case. Okay. Int, let us take flag. I create one variable called as flag, and I say equal to, in bracket I say 10 mod 2 is equivalent to 0, bracket close, question mark 1 colon 0 semicolon. Now this is a statement we have written. Now I check, now I say here, this is same like an if else statement. Let me write here debug.log and show you the flag output. Okay, flag. Or I can say, yeah, I can say, no, not necessary. Let me write here flag. Okay. Let us save and check out. We know that first this condition part will get executed because we have a question mark colon has the highest precedence than the equal to sign, and the bracket has the highest precedence than the question mark colon, I can say, right? First this condition will be checked. 10 mod 2 is 0, 0 equal to 0 is true. As this is true, this 1 will be stored in the flag, and that flag we are going to display here. Let us save it, come down, clear the code and run the code. Okay, you got the output as 1. Let me clear this. Now I come back. Let us take 11 I will write. If I write 11, we know that 11 mod 2 is 1 and 1 is equal to 0 is false. As this condition becomes false, it will execute this false part. This 0 will be stored in the flag and we display that on the output. Okay. Save, come back and run the code. You can see that we got the value 0. Right. The same statement, this same statement I will write here using the if statement. What I do, I create an integer. Let me comment this part because we will be getting that variable. We cannot create two variables with the same name in the same block. Okay. So int flag, I am creating the same variable and I do not initialize it with anything. Then what I do, I say if 10 mod 2 is equivalent to 0, then what you do, you say flag, flag flag equal to 1, else flag equal to 0, and after this I am going to say debug.log display the flag. Now what happens, let us see. Int flag we created the variable and it will be by default having 0. 10 mod 2, the condition will be checked whether equal to 0. Yes, it is 0. The flag will be assigned to 1 and this part is going to be skipped. It will come to this place and it will display 1. Save, come back, and run the code. You can see that the output is 1. Right. Now if you change this one to 11, then what happens? Flag is 0 here, 11 mod 2 is 1, 1 equal to 0 is false. So it will skip this part, it will execute this part. Flag will be set to 0, debug.log if you say, the flag will be 0. Save, come back and run the code. If you run the code, you will see the output as 0. Can you see that? If you compare these two, writing this much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines of code, here you can just write in one line, right? So this conditional operator is almost similar to if else statement. It's a very useful operator. Okay, now I told you that I will explain this later. Now I am explaining that. Okay, that is all about conditional statement and if else statement. Now I would like to talk about the switch case. Okay. Now switch case you are going to use when you have more than one alternatives. Let us take an example. I am creating one variable called as int choice is equal to 1. I have set the variable. Now what I do is I am going to talk about switch statement. Before going to explain, okay, I'll just explain a diagram for you guys. I have created a diagram which is I think more useful to explain. MS Paint. Let us take you have went outside and played cricket. Okay, it was a very sunny day and you entered into the home and you sat in front of the TV, and in your hand you have a remote, and the remotes will be having different buttons. Now here you can see button 1 is connected to the ceiling fan, and button 2 is connected to the AC, and the button 3 is connected to the table fan. Now okay, now what will be your choice? Okay, what will be your choice, whether you want to switch on fan or switch on the AC or switch on the ceiling fan? What you will do, let us take you press the 1, then what happens? It will switch on the ceiling fan. If you press 2, it will switch on the AC. If you press 3, it will switch on the table fan. So this is your switch box, where you have different buttons which are your choice. Now out of these 3, any one you can press, then you will get that option to be executed, right? The fan. This is how the switch case works actually. Case 1, case 2, case 3, any one you choose, that one will get executed. Okay. Now let us take an example of the situation is like this. If all these 3 are connected here, all these 3 are connected, then what happens? This is important. If you press 1, then all the devices will get switch on. So what I have to do? I must and should have to have the break, right? If you have a break, then if you press 1, only first one will get switch on. If you press 2, then second one will get switch on. If you press 3, then the third one will get switch on. That is all about the break. Okay, very useful. All the same concept we are having in the programming language here. Okay, let me talk. Now here, this is our choice. Let us take I have pressed 1, something like that. Okay. Now let me write the switch case statement. You will be having switch. Now you can see the switch statement is a control statement that handles multiple selections by passing control to the one of the case statements within its body. So here we will be having a switch. Then here you can pass a choice variable, okay, which is going to contain some value, right? The choice, like choice is having at present 1. Here you can write any expression which gives a value that should be inside this switch body. This is a body of the switch. Okay, opening brace and closing brace, whatever you put inside, that whole thing is treated as a body of the switch. Now this is body of the start function from here to here, and this is the body of this class, controls demo class. Your now void start function is present inside the controls demo class. Switch statement is present inside the start function. Okay. Now let us write here case. Now case is a keyword which you need to write, and it is actually a kind of a statement. We will be having a case, then you have to write some constant expression here. Constant expression, it should not be variable. Okay, a constant expression, then you should put a colon, then you should write a statement, then you should write a jump statement. Okay, we will come to that. Case, then I will write 1, and then I write a colon. This is a constant expression because it is not going to change. 1 means 1, that's it. then you should put a colon. Case 1, what I want, let us see. What I want, case 1, I want to switch on the ceiling fan. Okay, let us take you are making a game or a simulation. This is a scenario for you. How do you evaluate? Means you will be using a switch case. Okay. If case 1, I say debug.log, I say ceiling fan is on. Okay, now ceiling fan got on. You have to, okay, after these statements, you can have here many statements. It is not like you can write only one statement. You can write more than one statement. But at the end of all the statements, you have to write break. That is the break I told you, right? Here in the diagram. If you do not have a break, then remember that if you press 1, the second one will also get on. So that means second case will also get on. That is the reason you have to write a break so that you execute only one option. If you do not want to execute, if you want to execute more than one option, then you need not write a break. Okay, let us come. We will understand anyhow step by step. Case 2. I have written debug.log. What will get on case 2? The case 2 is AC. On case 2 AC, on case 2 AC is on. Okay, AC is on. Then I will write break statement. Okay, I hope you are understanding. Case 3, debug.log table fan is on, and then break. This is how you are going to write a switch case. You are going to use a switch keyword, pass your choice variable which is going to change, then whatever the valid values this choice holds, the same values are going to be a case inside the body. Then you are going to display, and you should have a break for every case like this at the end, so that the break means what it does. Let me explain how it is going to work. Okay, now it is going to hold 1. So in this place you have 1. It will check which case has the 1. The control will jump to that case. Then debug.log ceiling fan is on. It will get display. After that the break will execute. Break is a keyword. It's a jumping statement. I hope you remember, right? This is a break. We can use that in a switch case or in the loops. Nowhere else you can use. Okay, in the switch case you can use. Okay. So what it does means it will move the control, or I can say it will skip all these things and comes out of the block, this block. Okay, that is the body of the switch case. Okay. It will break the switch case and comes out. If you have written anything over here, that will be executed. Okay, let us take completed something. Okay, let us save and check out how the code works. Now if I run the code, I should get ceiling fan is on and I should get the completed output. Save. And if I run the code, you see that you got ceiling fan is on and completed. Now let us see if I change the value, what happens. If I change the value to 2, then what happens? The choice is 2. So it will not go to this place. It will go to a case which has the same value, this value. So it will go to 2. It will display AC is on. Then break. Break means come out of the block, execute the next statement. Okay, just save and run the code. Can you see that? We got AC is on and completed. This is how the code works. If you change 3, then this will execute. Let me show you what happens if I do not put a break. This time I have not put a break and I kept the value 1 over here. My choice is 1. I didn't put a break. Let us save, come back, and clear this code, we got an error. Control cannot fall through from one case label to the another case. So what it is telling? You might be having a short circuit, brother. Put a break there. It is telling like that. It is telling that one case will not fall through the next case. Okay, so put a break. That is what it is telling. Okay, if I save and come back and clear this code, okay, we will not be having any error. Now, no problem. Okay, let me remove these complete statements. Nothing is there. I save it. Just I have case 1, case 2. I come back and come over here. Now let us run the code. And we got the output AC is on and completed. What is that? What is that? This time we didn't get error. I have not written a break. Now what happens if you do not have any statement inside? Previously we had a statement here, debug.log. That is the reason we got an error. If you do not have any statement, you can have like this. Now what is the meaning of this statement means? If you press a button 1 or a button 2, it will switch on the AC only. That is the meaning of that. Let us take a situation something like this. You have this button 1 is connected to AC only. It is actually not connected to the ceiling fan. Okay. If you give 1, it will switch on the AC. If you give 2, then also it will switch on the AC. Then anyhow you have a break statement, it will come out of this and it will display the completed. That is what is happening over here. So you need to note these points. Okay. That is about how the switch case works. I hope you are understanding. I am just showing you visually how it works. It's a nice concept. I hope you are getting very clear idea, right? Let us take, you are pressing a button 4 on your mouse, remote control. Then what should happen? It will not match to anyone and it will come out and this one will get executed. Okay, let us save this. Come back, clear this. There is no such a case which is going to match to 4. We are going to get just completed. That's it. Understanding? That is how the switch case works. If a value is something like this, which is not matching, if you want to show something to the user that you are giving an invalid, you are pressing an invalid button, your choice is invalid means you can use another keyword which is going to come with the switch case, that is default. And default should be having colon in front. Okay, it is also one type of a case, default case we say. In that situation we will be having debug.log and we say invalid choice. Let's save this and now we see what output we get. Okay, cannot fall through, same error we got. Let me put a break over here, save and come back. Okay, now we don't have any error and we can run the code. You can see that it is telling invalid choice and then completed. Right. If you are giving some wrong value, it will show invalid choice. Okay. Switch case is very useful when you are having more than one options and to a single value. That is called as switch case. You can write this complete code using if statement also. If else statement also you can use to write this statement, right? Let me show that one if you want. Okay, I think I will explain that in the next class. Okay guys, I hope you understood how switch case works. Please understand the concept and practice these things. We will see other stuffs in the next class. So thank you very much guys. See you in the next tutorial.